All right, today we are diving into something really cool. We're going to deconstruct a fascinating thought experiment, basically a sci-fi story that was born from mashing two totally different worlds into one epic adventure. And it all really comes down to this one single question. What do you get when you take that swashbuckling, yo-ho-ho energy of classic pirates and just throw it into a mind-bending, memory-wiped future? It sounds kind of crazy, right? Well, let's find out.
You see, at its heart, this whole idea is what you'd call a conceptual blend. Think of it like a form of creative alchemy, where you take two completely different ingredients and see what happens when you mix them together.
And here they are, our two key ingredients. On one side, you have the absolute classic adventure story, Treasure Island. And on the other, you've got the psychological paranoia and all the mind-bending twists of Total Recall. Two legendary stories just smashed together.
But this isn't just a simple cut-and-paste job. The source material is very specific about this, calling it an alchemical experiment. The goal isn't just to combine things, it's to create something brand new, something that might even be, revelatory. And this is what you're hoping to get. The pirate adventure gives you that grand, rollicking space opera, the fun, the action, but the memory-wiping stuff, that gives it this core of existential questioning. So you get a story that's designed to be a blast, but also one that really makes you think.
So how does this actually work in practice? How do you take all those classic pirate tropes we know and love and, launch them into space?
Well, what's so cool is how directly everything gets translated. Your classic treasure map? Forget old parchment. Now it's an encrypted biodrive. The terrifying black spot? That's now a digital kill switch sent from some evil corporation. The ship, the Hispaniola, becomes the Stellar Rover. And Long John Silver? Oh, he's a cyborg named Long John Cogsworth. And that parrot on his shoulder is now a cybernetic scout drone. Perfect.
The setting gets a massive upgrade too. The whole planet of Mars becomes the new Treasure Island. And we're not talking about a tropical paradise. Nope, this place is a dangerous wasteland of irradiated badlands, hidden canyons, weird alien ruins, and warring factions, all living under the boot of the villainous Ares Corp.
And of course, even getting there is a sci-fi adventure. Forget about stormy seas and the Royal Navy. Here, our crew has to navigate through deadly asteroid fields and try to outrun the high-tech patrol ships from Ares Corp.
But okay, beyond all the space battles and laser swords, you've got the psychological heart of the story. And this is where that Total Recall DNA really kicks in, focusing on our hero's totally fractured mind.
So we first meet this guy, Elias Thorne. He's living a super boring life, but he's haunted by these strange dreams of Mars. So he goes to one of those recall-type places to get a fun adventure implanted in his brain, and the procedure goes, well, it goes terribly wrong. Or maybe perfectly right, because it unlocks his real memories, revealing who he truly is, the infamous space pirate, Captain Red Thorne.
And here's the kicker. Here's why he had amnesia in the first place. The memory wipe? It was self-imposed. He did it to himself as a way to protect the location of a legendary treasure, the Crimson Cache of Xylos. He erased his own mind to keep its location safe.
And this, of course, brings us to that massive philosophical question, ripped straight from Total Recall. As Thorne is desperately trying to figure out who he is, he, and by extension we, have to ask, if you can't even trust your own mind, what can you trust? What is actually real?
So that brings us to the treasure itself, the whole point of the quest. Everyone is after the Crimson Cache, but what it actually is? Well, that's the biggest mystery in the whole story. Now, the story makes one thing crystal clear right from the get-go. Forget about chests filled with gold coins. This treasure is something way more profound, way more powerful than just a bunch of alien jewels. I mean, just look at some of the possibilities being thrown around. Could it be an ancient terraforming device that could save entire worlds? Or maybe a library of lost alien knowledge? Or what if it's something even crazier, like the actual key to understanding consciousness itself?
And just when your mind is spinning with all those possibilities, the story hits you with the ultimate twist. After this entire epic quest to find this incredible treasure, what if the treasure itself isn't real? What if it's just another lie?
This is what's being called the Total Recall twist. It takes that paranoia about identity and expands it to the entire mission. The Crimson Cache, the very thing he's been risking his life for, might just be another implanted memory,
a fabrication designed to manipulate him from the start. This whole idea points to a much deeper, more philosophical answer. Maybe the physical prize was never the point. Maybe the real treasure was actually the journey of self-discovery all along, the act of figuring out who he truly is and reclaiming his own freedom. And that really leaves us with one last big question to chew on. In any great quest, what's really more valuable? Is it the tangible prize you're looking for, or is it the intangible truth you discover about yourself along the way?